ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, 4th verse, Sankhya Yoga. The chapter name is Sankhya Yoga. We will be reading the 4th verse today. आरुरुक्षोर्मुनेर्योगं कर्म कारणमुच्यते योगारूढस्य तस्यैव समः कारणमुच्यते। आरुरुक्षोर्मुनेर्योगं कर्म कारणमुच्यते योगारूढस्य तस्यैव समः कारणमुच्यते। Arurukshoh, of one who has just begun yoga, Munehe, of the sage. Yogam, the eightfold yoga system. Karma, work. Karanam, the cause. Uchyate is said to be. Yoga, eightfold yoga. Arudhasya, one who has attained. Tasya, his. Eva, certainly. Samaha, cessation of all material activities. Karanam, the cause. Uchyate is said to be. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. For one who is a neophyte in the eightfold yoga system, work is said to be the means. And for one who has already attained to yoga, cessation of material activities is said to be the means. Purport. The process of linking oneself with the Supreme is called yoga, which may be compared to a ladder for attaining the topmost spiritual realization. This ladder begins from the lowest material condition of the living entity and rises up to perfect self-realization and pure devotion spiritual life. According to various elevations, different parts of the ladder are known by different names, but all in all, the complete ladder is called yoga and may be divided into three parts, namely Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. The beginning of the ladder is called the Yoga Ruksha stage, and the highest rung is called Yoga Ruda. Concerning the eightfold yoga system, attempts in the beginning to enter into meditation through regulative principles of life and practice of different sitting postures, which are more or less bodily exercises, are considered fruitive material activities. All such material activities lead to achieving perfect mental equilibrium to control the senses. When one is accomplished in the practice of meditation, he ceases all disturbing mental activities. A Krishna conscious person is, however, situated from the beginning on the platform of meditation because he always thinks of Krishna, and being constantly engaged in the service of Krishna is considered to have ceased all material activities. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Your eightfold yoga system, that is called Astanga yoga. What are the Astanga Yoga? So now we'll see what is Astanga Yoga. So this was been told by Narada Muni to Dhruva Maharaja. Dhruva Maharaja practiced Astanga Yoga, and he saw God personally, got the benediction to rule the Dhruva planet, Dhruva Loka, that planet which never destroyed during destruction of this world. So he got such a benediction. When he was just a small 5 years old boy, he practiced this Astanga Yoga system. He got a guru, Narada Muni. He practiced in forest. So we'll see what is this. This is actually Srimad Bhagavatam 4th canto 8th chapter 43rd verse. Narada Muni instructed, my dear boy, in the waters of the Yamuna river, which is known as Kalindi, you should take 3 baths daily, because the water is very auspicious, sacred and clear. So those who are practicing yoga, they should be very clean. So which means they have to take 3 times bath. So this is not practical nowadays in this advanced Kali Yuga. 3 times bath, there is so much shortage of water resources, and so many other practical difficulties are there due to our work pressure and our lifestyle. So I don't think it's possible to take 3 times bath. And those who are in temples, I think they can easily take bath. And so 3 times, those who are practicing Astanga Yoga, so they have to do this. What and all they have to do? They have to take 3 times bath. They have to live near a sacred river. After bathing, you should perform the necessary regulative principles for Astanga Yoga, and then sit down on your asana, sitting place, in a calm and quiet position. So it appears from this statement that Dhruva Maharaja had already been instructed how to practice the 8-fold yoga system, which is known as Astanga Yoga. This system is explained in our Bhagavad Gita as it is in the chapter entitled Dhyana Yoga. It is understood that in Astanga Yoga one practices settling the mind and then concentrating it on the form of Lord Vishnu. As will be described in the following verses, it is clearly stated here that Astanga Yoga is not a bodily gymnastic exercise, but a practice to concentrate the mind on the form of Vishnu. Before sitting on his asana, which is also described in Bhagavad Gita, one has to cleanse himself very nicely in clear or sacred water thrice daily. The water of the Yamuna is naturally very clear and pure, and thus if anyone bathes there 3 times, undoubtedly he will be very greatly purified externally. Narada Muni therefore instructed Dhruva Maharaja to go to the bank of the Yamuna and thus become externally purified. This is part of a gradual process of practicing mystic yoga. After sitting on your seat, practice the 3 kinds of breathing exercises, and thus gradually control the life air, the mind and the senses. Completely free yourself from all material contamination, and with great patience begin to meditate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. In this verse, the entire yoga system is described in summary, and special stress is given to the breathing exercises for stopping the disturbing mind. The mind by nature is always oscillating, for it is very fickle, but the breathing exercise is meant to control it. This process of controlling the mind might have been very possible in those days, millions of years ago, when Dhruva Maharaja took to it, but at the present moment, the mind has to be fixed directly on the lotus feet of the Lord. By the chanting process, by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one immediately concentrates on the sound vibration and thinks of the lotus feet of the Lord, and very quickly one is elevated to the position of samadhi or trance. If one goes on chanting the holy names of the Lord, which are non-different from Supreme Personality Godhead, naturally his mind becomes absorbed in thought of the Lord. It is here recommended to Dhruva Maharaja that he meditate on the Supreme Guru or Supreme Spiritual Master. The Supreme Spiritual Master is Krishna, who is therefore known as Chaitya Guru. This refers to the Super Soul who is sitting in everyone's heart. He helps from within as stated in Bhagavad Gita. and he sends the spiritual master who helps from without. The spiritual master is the external manifestation of the Chaitya Guru or the spiritual master sitting in everyone's heart. The process by which we give up our thoughts of material things is called pratyahara, which entails being free from all material thoughts and engagements. The words abhidhayet, which is used in this verse, indicates that unless one's mind is fixed, one cannot meditate. The words abhidhayet, which is used in this verse, indicates that unless one's mind is fixed, one cannot meditate. The conclusion, therefore, is that meditation means thinking of the Lord within. Whether one comes to that stage by the Astanga yoga system or by the method recommended in the Shastras, especially for this present age, constantly chant the holy name of the Lord. The goal is to meditate on the Supreme Personality, Godhead. The form of the Lord is described herein. The Lord's face is perpetually always very beautiful and pleasing in attitude. The devotees who see him appears never to be displeased and is always prepared to award benedictions to them. His eyes, his nicely decorated eyebrows, his raised nose and his broad forehead are all very beautiful. He is more beautiful than all the demigods. Purport. This verse clearly explains how one has to meditate on the form of the Lord. Impersonal meditation is a bogus invention of modern days. In none of the Vedic literatures is impersonal meditation recommended. In Bhagavad Gita, when meditation is recommended, the word matparaha, which means pertaining to me, is used. Any Vishnu form pertains to Lord Krishna because Lord Krishna is the original Vishnu form. Sometimes someone tries to meditate upon the impersonal Brahman, which is described in Bhagavad Gita as avyakta, meaning unmanifested or impersonal. But it is remarked by the Lord himself that those who are attracted to this impersonal feature of the Lord suffer a very troublesome task because no one can concentrate on this impersonal feature. One has to concentrate on the form of the Lord, which is described here in connection with Dhruva Maharaja's meditation, as will be apparent from later descriptions. Dhruva Maharaja perfected this kind of meditation and his yoga was successful. Now let's take example. Suppose you have a celebrity, you have a famous personality. Now we divide three things about that personality. First we will read about the person, his achievements, his glories, his family background, his struggle in life, his achievements. So this is like a philosophical part of the person. So we will read through books or through some friends, we will hear about that. So this is a philosophical part of a person, part of a celebrity. Next is physical part. We will also see how that person looks, his dress code, his behavior, his nose, eyes, ears, his shoulder, if it is male. So we'll see everything, a physical feature of a person, and then we'll personally interact with him. So this is the three stages of a celebrity. Similarly, this is even the Krishna, the supreme gods, the person. So he has three aspects. So philosophically we know about what is he, how is he. This is like it's like impersonalism, a kind of knowing about him through books, it's like a sunshine. We know about his glories, and then we'll try to see the person features. It is called Paramatma. We'll see about the physical features of a person. It is like Paramatma. We see Paramatma has a beautiful eyes, ears, nose, as all how the lotus eyes, lotus lips, lotus feet, lotus hands, all kinds of beautiful curling hairs, Trivastra, Kaustubha, jewels, waist, ankle, eyebrows, everything we see. This is called meditation on the super soul. Next we'll see the next we'll go personally where he stays, and we interact with that person. We give some gift, we serve him, we glorify him, we just enjoy life with him. This is called personal interaction. This is very close friends only can go to and interact with the celebrity. So not everybody can go and interact with celebrity. So we can see now everywhere this is the same thing. Somebody wants to meet a celebrity, he has to first of all know about him, and then he has to meditate upon him, and then he has to glorify him. He has to, so many things he has to do, and then uh, we can meet him at least, and then if he does even more closely interacts with him, then he can go personally live with him. This is not possible nowadays, but this is what is this like this. So God has three features, that is Brahma Jyoti, Paramatma, Bhagavan. So the jnanis, jnani means they know the knowledge, the philosophical part of the Supreme Person. They know that. The jnanis, the impersonalists, they know it's a philosophical part. The next is physical part, that is dhyana. They meditate upon the physical part of that person. And then we come to the Bhagavan, the full aspect, philosophical, physical, everything, interaction, happiness part. So just seeing a beautiful face of the person, nothing, we have to interact, we have to talk with him, interact with him, then there is exchange of happiness. So that is, for that we need a personality that is activities. You have to give some food, some gift, some flowers, something like some exchange of greetings, something you have to do for him, some work, so in that way, then there is exchange, the relationship. So this is how even the spiritual life, this same thing. What is there in the spiritual life, this world is a reflection of the spiritual world. So this, now we are seeing that this is actually description about the beautiful features of God. Narada Muni continued, the Lord's form is always youthful. So we always look for a youthful person. We don't look for a old person. We always look for a youthful person. So the form of the Supreme Person is ever youthful, is always youthful. Nava Yavvanam. And every limb and every part of his body is properly formed, free from defect. So any famous celebrity, any famous film stars, we always look how nicely his body structure, everything. So we always look for such a person. We don't look for an defective person. So every perfect person only is selected as any actor, hero. Okay. So similarly, God is having perfect limbs, perfect body structure. There is no defect. His eyes and lips are very pinkish like the rising sun. So his eyes are compared to lotus. So it is pinkish, rising sun. And his lips also compared to rising sun, pinkish. So he is always prepared to give shelter to the surrendered soul. So he is always ready to give shelter to whoever comes to him and takes surrenders unto him. God kindly protect me, like that. So anyone so fortunate as to look upon him feels all satisfaction. So when we see a beautiful person, we feel some kind of satisfaction. So similarly, God is a supreme beautiful person. So by seeing him, we feel satisfaction. The Lord is always worthy to be master of the surrendered soul, for he is the ocean of mercy. So since God is unlimited, his mercy is also unlimited. So suppose a king he gives unlimitedly. He gives charity, thousands of chariots, thousands of horses, thousands of, in marriages, the kings, they used to give so many things in charity. The kings, compared to charity by a wealthy person, the charity given by king is even greater. So you can see the king of this entire three-planetary system, the creator, how much charitable, how much merciful he could be. So everyone has to surrender to someone superior. That is always the nature of our living condition. At the present moment, we are trying to surrender to someone. So we always try to surrender to someone. If somebody is a rich person, we try to have association with that person. We try to work for big corporate company. We don't like to work for some platform, some shop in the platform, or some provision store. We don't like to work for a small provision store or small fancy store. We like to work for a big corporate malls, big companies, multinational companies, corporate companies, government corporations. So we are like work for such things. So we surrender to someone superior. So that is the nature of all our living and condition. at the present moment we are trying to surrender to someone, so either to society or to notion or to our nation, family, state or government. So we always look for to go for someone superior. Now the present situation is that America is superior than other countries, so we always look up to America or Britain. No, so we always try to surrender to someone superior. This is our nature. The surrendering processes already exist, but it is never perfect because the person or institution to whom we surrender is imperfect, and our surrender loving so many ulterior motives is also imperfect. So we have something in mind, then only we surrender. We need something, then only we surrender. But surrendering to God is not like that. So, in the material world, which is temporary and full of misery, no one is worthy to accept anyone's surrender. So, since the person who accepts the surrender, he is also going to die. Person who surrenders is also going to die. So there is nobody, has the ability to accept the surrender. So in the material world, everyone is imperfect. So he cannot accept somebody's surrender. He cannot give them sufficient protection. So only the spiritual world, only the supreme person can accept somebody's surrender and he give the shelter. So nobody is worth enough to give shelter in this material, because he is also going to die. He is imperfect. He is not perfect. He is not complete. This surrender by the living entity occurs automatically as soon as he sees the beautiful, youthful nature of the Lord. Supreme person is eternal, blissful, all knowledgeable. She is worthy to be adored and surrendered. So you cannot surrender to someone who is dying, who is imperfect. So there is no point in surrendering to the imperfect person. So the description which is given now, this is not something imaginary. So this is coming through the parampara, the disciple succession. It's an authorized succession of Guru Shishya parampara. So the description is there. So that's how they carve the deity in the temple. It's not something imaginary way they have carved the deity. The temples we see, whatever the statue, the deity, the vigraha we see, it is not something imaginary. This is how we imagine the God is like this. No, this is actually coming in a Shilpa Shastra, in the Parampara. So the Mayavadi philosophers, those who say that you can imagine any form of the Lord, but here Narada Muni does not say that. So there are people who say that you can imagine any form of the Lord. So he gives here, Narada Muni exactly gives a description of the form of the Lord. So because he's an authority. So he's one of the Mahajanas. So he's an authority. He travels extensively all the three parental systems, and even beyond the material world he travels to the spiritual world, Vaikuntha parental systems, and he personally sees the Lord. So his description of the bodily features of the Lord is not imagination. So nowadays we see some people through film, the TVs, papers. So we hear description about a person through paper, newspaper, on TV we see, but actually the person may be different. So we hear from someone. So someone has actually gone there. Similarly, so someone has actually gone there. So he gives a description. Suppose somebody has actually gone to America and he gives a description. Oh, America is like that, America is like that. So then we accept it. So we don't accept some layman says. We accept some authorized person. If he says that America is like this, America is like that. There is a tourism department. They invite us. This country is like this country is like this, please come. So we accept some authorized agents version, some authorized tourism websites or papers, or agents version. We don't accept some layman's version. So the form of the Lord is authorized by the parampara system. They have given the description. So the whatever photos, paintings we see nowadays in the internet age, so many paintings of Krishna, so many paintings of God is going around. so many images, photo, so many graphics, so many things have advanced technology has come out. So it is not nowadays we so many cartoons, all imaginary characters has been created. It is not like an imaginary character. This form of the Lord is not something imaginary creation by an artist or an animation. It's not like that. So the acharyas has gave the description how to paint. So that's how the ISKCON devotees also have painted, because based on the description by Krishna, of Krishna by the Guru Prabhupada. So he has given a description how to paint. So according to that, the disciples have painted. So it is not an imagination. The description is given through disciple succession, just like that given by Narada Muni, who sees the Lord and describes his bodily features. Therefore, such description should be accepted, and if they are painted, that is not imaginative painting. So nowadays we see so many beautiful paintings of Krishna with peacock feather and flute, curling hairs, sky blue color, lotus eyes, lotus mouth. So all beautiful features of the Lord Krishna. So it is not imaginary thing. It is actually seen and described by the Parampara Gurus. So the further features of the Lord, let's see. The Lord is further described as having the mark of Srivatsa, or the sitting place of the goddess of fortune. So goddess of fortune is sitting at the heart of Lord Krishna. So that's called Srivatsa. That is the sitting place of goddess of fortune. And his bodily hue is deep bluish. So the color of the Lord Krishna is deep bluish. The Lord is a person. He wears a garland of flowers. So God is a person. So until unless is a person, all this description cannot be applicable. So what the jewelry is, if he wears a garland of flowers, is eternally manifest with 4 hands. So Lord Krishna has 2 hands, Vishnu has 4 hands, and is eternally with 4 hands. Vaikuntha Vasis, they all have 4 hands. You cannot distinguish who is Vishnu. So there is a difference. So Srivatsa, except Srivatsa, very difficult to distinguish between the Vishnu Vasi, Vaikuntha Loka Vasis and Vishnu, except the Srivatsa, Kaustubha. These few things will distinguish us from the ordinary jivas to Supreme Person. So he holds the 4 things in his hand. He holds lower left hand a conch shell, wheel, club and lotus flower. So these 4 things Lord Vishnu has in his hands. You can make out. Here in this verse, the word Purusham is very significant. The Lord is never female. So he is always male, Purusha. Therefore, the impersonalist who imagines the Lord's form as that of woman is mistaken. The Lord appears in the female form if necessary, but his perpetual form is Purusha because he is originally a male. The feminine feature of the Lord is displayed by goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, Radharani, Sita, etc. All these goddesses of fortune are servitors of the Lord. They are not the supreme as falsely imagined by the impersonalists. Lord Krishna in his Narayana feature is always 4-handed. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where Arjuna wanted to see his universal form, he showed his feature of the 4-handed Narayana. Some devotees are of the opinion that Krishna is an incarnation of Narayana, but the Bhagavad school says that Narayana is a manifestation of Krishna. So God is not a female, God is a male. So because from male comes everything else. Because a male is a creator, female is a preserver. Okay, the seed. When the seed is there, then there is a development, then the growth. The child comes. Without the seed, child will not come out. So if there is a necessity, God may come in the female form, as we see the Lord Krishna came in the form of a Mohini to bewilder the Deva and Asuras. When the churning of the ocean, Lord came as a Mohini, beautiful form of a Mohini Murti. Lord Shiva got attracted towards the Mohini Murti. Actually, Lord Shiva is so perfect person. One cannot agitate him. Lord Kamadeva was being burnt by Lord Shiva. When the Kamadeva wanted to agitate the mind of Shiva, Lord Shiva burned the Kamadeva himself. So such is a Dhira. Such controlled person is Lord Shiva. So he got bewildered by seeing the beautiful form of Mohini, the feminine form of Vishnu. So God is a person always. So the feminine feature of the Lord is displayed by the goddesses of fortune. So the feminine features of gods are Lakshmi, Radharani, Sita, etc. These are the feminine features of the Lord. All these goddesses of fortune are servitors of the Lord. They are not the supreme. So God, there are two things always existing in this world. One is Purusha and Prakriti. The Purusha and Stree. So the energy and energetic. Energetic is the Purusha, energy is the female. So, and where do we sit in? We come next to Radharani, we come next to Lakshmi, we come next to Sita. We are actually servants of Lakshmi, we are servants of Radharani, we are servants of Sita. So we are assistants of Lakshmi, Radharani, Sita. And next is this earth, water, ether, air, fire. This is separated energy of Krishna. All these goddesses of fortune are servitors of the Lord. They are not the supreme as falsely imagined by the impersonalists. So nowadays there is a worship of Shakti. So they say Shakti, Adi Shakti. So Shakti is more powerful. They say Shakti is more powerful. So actually the Purusha is more powerful. Shakti is subordinate to the Purusha. So Lord Krishna in his Narayana feature is always four-handed. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, when Arjuna wanted to see his universal form, he showed this feature of the four-handed Narayana form. Some devotees are of the opinion that Krishna is an incarnation of Narayana, but the Bhagavata school says that Narayana is a manifestation of Krishna. The entire body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, is decorated. He wears a valuable jeweled helmet, necklaces and hair bracelets. So we see some celebrities, some beautiful girl or boy, how nicely decorated. Boys means they will wear all kind of bracelet, chains, ring, gold ring, diamond ring or diamond necklace. These boys they wear. Now those days it's even different. Now girls will wear all kind of necklaces, all kind of jewels, earrings, so many decoration of bodily decoration. So all these things decorates. Similarly, God is also decorated with all kinds of jewels, helmet, necklaces and bracelet. His neck is adorned with a Kaustuba jewel. So God is having a Kaustuba jewel in his neck. His dress is yellow color. He is dressed in yellow silk garments. These are the physical features of the Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. So some more description is given. The Lord is decorated with small golden bells around his waist. So there is a small golden bells around his waist, and his lotus feet are decorated with golden ankle bells. So normally ankle bells girls are wearing. Maybe in the previously even males were wearing khadga or some kind of ankle bells kind of thing in the feet. The God is wearing ankle bells, golden ankle bells. All his bodily features are very attractive and pleasing to the eyes. So every bodily features of the Supreme Person is very attractive and pleasing. He is always very peaceful, calm and quiet and very pleasing to the eyes and the mind. So these are the description of the Supreme Person. He is very peaceful, calm and quiet and very pleasing to the eyes and mind. Real yogis meditate upon the transcendental form of the Lord as he stands on the lower of the lotus of their hearts, the jewel-like nails of his lotus feet glittering. So the real yogis, they meditate upon the form of the Lord who stands on the lotus flower. The Lord is always smiling and the devotee should constantly see the Lord in this form as he looks very mercifully toward the deity, the devotee. In this way the meditator should look toward the Supreme Personal Godhead the bestower of all benedictions. The word niyatena is very significant in this connection, for it indicates that one should execute the meditation practice as stated above. One should not manufacture a way of meditation on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but should follow the authorized shastras and personalities. By this prescribed method, one can practice concentration upon the Lord until one is so fixed that he remains in trance, thinking always in the form of the Lord. The word I use here is ekabhutena, which means with great attention and concentration. If one concentrates on the description of the bodily features of the Lord, one will never fall down. One who meditates in this way, concentrating his mind upon the always auspicious form of the Lord, is very soon freed from all material contamination, and he does not come down from the meditation upon the Lord. This fixed meditation is called samadhi, trance. A person constantly engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord cannot be deviated from meditating on the form of the Lord, as described herein. The Archana Marga, or the devotional path, is prescribed in the Pancharatra system of devotional service for worshipping the devotee in the temple, makes the devotee think constantly of the Lord, that is samadhi or trance. One who practices in this way cannot deviate from the service of the Lord, and that makes him perfect in the mission of human life. So after the describing about the physical features of the Lord, Narada Muni is giving now a mantra. By chanting this mantra, he can realize God and he will get a lot of perfection in his meditation. So what are those? Let's see. O son of the king, and now I shall speak unto you the mantra which is to be chanted with this process of meditation. One who carefully chants this mantra for 7 nights can see the perfect human beings flying in the sky. So the power of the mantra. So the one who carefully chants this mantra for 7 nights can see the perfect human beings flying in the sky. See, there are people who fly in the sky. Nowadays we use modern airplanes, helicopters to fly in the sky. So there are people who fly in the sky by the method of some Astangas, your siddhis, Ashtasiddhis. So this is they have to chant the mantra for 7 days, 7 nights. They will see the human beings flying the sky. So what is this? Let's see. Within this universe, there is a planet called Siddhaloka. These inhabitants of Siddhaloka are by nature perfect in the yoga achievements. The inhabitants of Siddhaloka are by nature perfect in the yoga achievements, which are of 8 varieties. One can become smaller than the smallest, lighter than the lightest, or bigger than the biggest. One can immediately get whatever he likes. One can even create a planet, etc. These are some of the yogic perfection. So let's read again. The inhabitants of Siddhaloka are by nature perfect in the yoga achievements, which are of 8 varieties. One can become smaller than the smallest, lighter than the lightest, or bigger than the biggest. One can immediately get whatever he likes. One can even create a planet, etc. These are some of the yogic perfections. By virtue of the yogic Lagima Siddhi or purificatory process to become lighter than the lightest, the inhabitants of Siddhaloka can fly in the sky without airplanes or airships. It is entered herein by Narada Muni to Dhruva Maharaja that by meditating upon the transcendental form of the Lord and at the same time chanting the mantra, one becomes so perfect within 7 days that he can see the human beings who fly in the sky. Narada Muni uses the word japaha, which indicates that the mantra is to be chanted is very confidential. One may ask, if it is confidential, why is it mentioned in the writing of Srimad Bhagavatam? It is confidential in this sense. One may receive a published mantra anywhere, but unless it is accepted through the chain of disciple succession, the mantra does not act. It is said by authoritative sources that any mantra chanted without having been received from the disciple succession has no efficiency. Another point established in this verse is that meditation should be carried on with the chanting of a mantra. Chanting of the mantra Hare Krishna mantra is the easiest process of meditation in this age. As soon as one chants the mantra chants the Hare Krishna mantra, he sees the form of Krishna, Rama and their energies, and that is the perfect stage of trance. One should not artificially try to see the form of the Lord while chanting Hare Krishna, but when the chanting is performed offenselessly, the Lord will automatically reveal himself to the view of the chanter. The chanter therefore has to concentrate on hearing the vibration, and without extra endeavor on this part, the Lord will automatically appear. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is the 12th syllable mantra for worshipping Lord Krishna. One should install the physical form of the Lord. With the fixed chanting of the mantra, one should offer flowers and fruits and other varieties of foodstuffs exactly according to the rules and regulations prescribed by authorities. But this should be done in consideration of place, time and attendant conveniences and inconveniences. Purport. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya is known as the Dwadashakshara mantra. This mantra is chanted by Vaishnava devotees and it begins with the Pranava or Omkara. There is an injunction that those who are not Brahmanas cannot pronounce the Pranava mantra. But Dhruva Maharaja was born a Kshatriya. He at once admitted therefore before Narada Muni that as a Kshatriya he was unable to accept Narada's instruction of renunciation and mental equilibrium, which are the concern of a Brahmana. Still, although not a Brahmana but a Kshatriya, Dhruva was allowed on the authority of Narada to pronounce the Pranava Omkara. This is very significant. Especially in India, the caste Brahmanas object greatly when persons from other castes who are not born in Brahmana families recite this Pranava mantra. But here is tacit proof that if a person accepts the Vaishnava mantra or Vaishnava way of worship the deity, he is allowed to chant the Pranava mantra. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord personally accepts that anyone, even one of a low species, even be elevated to the highest position and go back to Goddess simply if he worships properly. The prescribed rules as stated here by Narada Muni are that one should accept the mantra through a bona fide spiritual master and that hear the mantra in the right ear. Not only should one chant or murmur the mantra, but in front of him he must have the deity or physical form of the Lord. Of course, when the Lord appears, it is no longer a physical form. For example, when an iron rod is made red hot in a fire, it is no longer iron, it is fire. Similarly, when we make a form of the Lord, whether of wood or stone or metal or jewels or paint or even a form within the mind, it is a bona fide, spiritual, transcendental form of the Lord. Not only must one receive the mantra from this bona fide spiritual master like Narada Muni or his representative in the disciple succession, but one must chant the mantra, and not only must one chant, but he should also offer whatever foodstuffs is available in his part of the world according to time and convenience. The method of worship, chanting the mantra and preparing the forms of the Lord is not stereotyped, nor is it exactly the same everywhere. It is specifically mentioned in this verse that one should take consideration of the time, place and available conveniences. Our Krishna consciousness movement is going on throughout the entire world, and we also install deities in different centers. Sometimes our Indian friends, puffed up with concocted notions, criticize this has not been done, that has not been done, but they forget this instruction of Narada Muni to one of the greatest Vaishnava, Dhruva Maharaja. One has to consider the particular time, country and conveniences. What is convenient in India may not be the convenient in the Western countries. Those who are not actually in the line of Acharya or who personally have no knowledge of how to act in the role of Acharya unnecessarily criticize the activities of the ISKCON movement in countries outside of India. The fact is that such critics cannot do anything personally to spread Krishna consciousness. If someone does go and preach, taking all risks and allowing all consideration for times and place. It might be that there are changes in the manner of worship, but that is not at all faulty according to Shastra. Srimad Veera Raghava Acharya, an Acharya in the disciple succession of the Ramanujacharya Sampradaya, has remarked in his commentary that Chandalas are conditioned souls who are born in lower than Shudra families can also be initiated according to circumstances. The formalities may be slightly changed here and there to make them Vaishnavas. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends that his name should be heard in every nook and corner of the world. How is this possible unless one preaches everywhere? The cult of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Bhagavad Dharma, and he specially recommends Krishna Katha or the cult of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. He recommends that every Indian considering this task to be para upakara or welfare activity take the Lord's message to the other residents of the world. Other residents of the world does not refer to those who are exactly like the Indian Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, or like caste Brahmanas who claim to be Brahmanas because they were born in the families of Brahmanas. The principle that only Indians and Hindus should be brought into the Vaishnava cult is a mistaken idea. There should be propaganda to bring everyone to the Vaishnava cult. The Krishna conscious movement is meant for this purpose. There is no bar to propagating the Krishna conscious movement even among people who are born in Chandala, Mlecha or Yavana families. Even in India, this point has been enunciated by Srila Sanatana Goswami in his book Hari Bhakti Vilasa, which is Smriti and is the authorized Vedic guide for Vaishnavas in their daily behavior. Sanatana Goswami says that as bell metal can turn to gold when mixed with mercury in a chemical process, so by the bona fide Diksha or initiation method, anyone can become a Vaishnava. One should take initiation from a bona fide spiritual master coming in the disciple succession, who is authorized by his predecessor as spiritual master. This is called Diksha Vidhana. Lord Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita, Vipashritya, one should accept a spiritual master. By this process, the entire world can be converted into Krishna consciousness. One should worship the Lord by offering pure water, pure flower, garlands, fruits, flowers and vegetables which are available in the forest, or by collecting newly grown grasses, small birds of flowers, or even the skins of trees, and if possible by offering tulsi leaves which are very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. It is specifically mentioned herein that tulsi leaves are very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and devotees should take particular care to have tulsi leaves in every temple and center of worship. In the Western countries, while engaged in propagating the Krishna consciousness movement, we were brought great unhappiness because we could not find tulsi leaves. We are very much obliged therefore to our disciple Srimati Govinda Dasi, because she has taken much care to grow tulsi plants from seeds, and she has been successful by the grace of Krishna. Now tulsi plants are growing in almost every center of our movement. Tulsi leaves are very important in the method of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this verse, the word Salilaihi means by water. Of course, Dhruva Maharaja was worshipping on the bank of the Yamuna. The Yamuna and the Ganges are sacred, and sometimes devotees in India insist that the deity must be worshipped with the water of the Ganges or Yamuna. But here we understand Deshakala to mean according to time and country. In the Western countries, there is no river Yamuna or Ganga. Water from such sacred rivers is not available. Does this mean that the Archa worship should for that reason be stopped? No. Salilaihi refers to any water, whatever is available, but it must be very clear and collected purely. That water can be used. The other paraphernalia such as flower garlands, fruits and vegetables should be collected according to the country and according to their availability. Tulasi leaves are very important for satisfying the Lord. So as far as possible, an arrangement should be made for growing tulasi leaves. Dhruva Maharaja was advised to worship the Lord with the fruits and flowers available in the forest. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna frankly says that he accepts vegetables, fruits, flowers, etc. One should not offer Lord Vasudeva anything other than that what is prescribed herein by the great authority Narada Muni. One cannot offer to the deity according to one's whims. Since these fruits and vegetables are available anywhere in this universe, we should observe this small point very attentively. It is possible to worship a form of the Lord made of physical elements such as earth, water, pulp, wood, and metal. In the forest, one can make a form with no more than earth and water and worship him according to the above principles. A devotee who has full control over his self should be very sober and peaceful and must be satisfied simply with eating whatever fruits and vegetables are available in the forest. Purport. It is essential for a devotee to worship the form of the Lord and not only meditate upon the form of the Lord within his mind with the chanting of the mantra given by the spiritual master. The worship of the form must be present. The impersonalist takes unnecessary trouble to meditate upon or worship something impersonal, and the path is very precarious. We are not advised to follow the impersonalist way of meditating on or worshipping the Lord. Dhruva Maharaja was advised to worship a form made of earth and water because in the jungle, if it is not possible to have a form made of metal, wood or stone, the best process is to take earth mixed with water and make a form of the Lord and worship him. The devotee should not be anxious about cooking food. Whatever is available in the forest or in the city among the fruit and vegetable groups should be offered to the deity, and the devotee should be satisfied eating that. You should not be anxious to have very palatable dishes. Of course, wherever it is possible, one should offer the deities the best foodstuffs prepared within the category of fruits and vegetables, cooked or uncooked. The important factor is that the devotee should be regulated. Meta book. That is one of the good qualifications of a devotee. He should not hanker to satisfy the tongue with a particular kind of foodstuff. He should be satisfied to eat whatever prasada is available by the grace of the Lord. My dear Dhruva, besides worshipping the deity and chanting the Om mantra 3 times a day, you should meditate upon the transcendental activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his different incarnations as accepted by his supreme will and personal potencies. Purport. Devotional service comprises 9 prescribed practices: hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, serving, offering everything to the deity, etc. Here Dhruva Maharaja is advised not only to meditate on the form of the Lord, but to think of his transcendental pastimes in his different incarnations. Mayavadi philosophers take the incarnation of the Lord to be in the same category as an ordinary living entity. This is a great mistake. The incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not forced to act by the material laws of nature. The word Svecha is used here to indicate that he appears out of his supreme will. The conditioned soul is forced to accept a particular type of body according to his karma given by the laws of material nature under the direction of the Supreme Lord. But when the Lord appears, he is not forced by the direct dictation of material nature. He appears as he likes by his own internal potency. That is the difference. The conditioned soul accepts a particular type of body, such as the body of a hog, by his work and by the superior authority of material nature. But the Lord Krishna appears in the incarnation of God. He is not the same kind of king hog as an ordinary animal. Krishna appears as Varaha Avatara in an expansive feature which cannot be compared to an ordinary hog's. His appearance and disappearance are inconceivable to us. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly said that he appears by his own internal potency for the protection of the devotees and the annihilation of the non-devotees. A devotee should always consider that Krishna does not appear as an ordinary human being or ordinary beast. His appearance as Varahamurti or a horse or tortoise is an exhibition of his internal potency. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated, Ananda Chinma Rasa Pratibhavita Bihi, Brahma Samhita 5.37. One should not mistake the appearance of the Lord as a human being or a beast to be the same as the birth of an ordinary conditioned soul, who is forced to appear by the laws of nature, whether as an animal, as a human being, or as a demigod. This kind of thinking is offensive. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has condemned the Mayavadis as offensive to the Supreme Personality Godhead because of their thinking that the Lord and the conditioned living beings, entities are one and the same. Narada advises Dhruva to meditate on the pastimes of the Lord, which is as good as the meditation of concentrating one's mind on the form of the Lord. As meditation on any form of the Lord is valuable, so is chanting of different names of the Lord, such as Hari, Govinda and Narayana. But in this age we are especially advised to chant the Hare Krishna mantra as enunciated in the Shastra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's stop here. We'll continue next.